Well, hello, garden lovers. Um, it is an amazing April day today. It's in the mid 80s, and this is just a one-shot deal, as you sometimes get in April. Um, and tomorrow it cools off, but it only cools off to the 70s for the rest of the week. So I think we finally made the transition to warm days. And so it feels great out here, and we did a lot of getting all the warm weather stuff out, all the cushions and good stuff like that. I've been reorganizing the mini barn and the garage and doing all kind of exciting things that I won't bore you with. But let's turn around and get going on this thing. Now, first you might notice that someone has a great deal of interest in the fire pit area. His brother was helping him look in there too, because we had a fire pit last night and grilled turkey thighs and turkey wings and vegetables, and I actually left the bones of the turkey wings in the fire pit. So not only are they smelling the delicious smells of the what's ever stuck to the grill itself, but also they're probably getting a whiff of chicken bone, or maybe even leftover chicken stuff, who knows. But we'll come over here to where we normally start, and that is one healthy stand of Asian leeks, or garlic chives. And then next to that we have our pond irises that are coming in. No buds yet, but they're going healthily on. And we can take a look inside the greenhouse here, because yesterday when we started, everything was great, but then we got rained out. So while we were eating, we had to transfer ourselves in here, and it's nice being in the greenhouse in the rain. So so we got two fun experiences for one. Here's where we're keeping all the pots these days, and the stuff we have potted and are going to do something with eventually, but nothing right now. This looks a whole lot better because all the new growth is coming up and all the old growth has been trimmed away. Bed number one is reserved for Silver Queen corn, but we won't be starting that until May 1st, and then planting probably about a week later. In the meantime, this looks a whole lot better than it did last time, because I did massive weeding. So this is a creeping thyme, and this is now the third year of it. And so that's pretty cool. I also got winter thyme, and that's doing pretty good too. That was planted from seed under the lights. And under these tiger lilies, which I'm going to have to cut back because they're shading things too much, are rosemary plants. And this space is reserved for common sage, which is actually inside under the lights. And this is giant of Italy parsley, which we've tried before, done pretty well with it. And this is oregano, because I had space for it. These are perennial chives of unknown variety, but you can see they're already starting to bud, because those things will flower typically in May, and then some more garlic chives or Asian leeks. So that's that story. And out here, we'll just say that although we've had plenty of rain, we haven't had much recently, and so we don't have standing water out here. Now, I did do some work tilling with the tiller in the leaves here, a lot of which is in the shadow, which might be a little hard to see. It doesn't look a whole lot different, but it's a much finer leaf mulch, so at least approaches what looks like compost. Now, here's something to look at. If you remember last month, it looked like trash, but I was able to kind of resurrect the frame, albeit with guy wires and gray tape or duct tape, and I was able to get my new shell over the frame. Right now it just needs a lot of work inside to get the ground ready, and we're gonna grow pie pumpkins in there, hopefully. This couple rows here, there's some weeds popping up in between, but we've got chives, scallions down there, and those are doing fine. This odd-shaped bed here with no rows to speak of are leeks. I haven't done leeks in a while, so I thought I'd try that. That's what that little pot back there is too, because I had some leftovers. And then we got onions, all planted again. I went with plants, small plants, and I had a hay mulch down, and I put a leaf mulch on top of that because the weeds were coming through, and so it was a little tricky planting these rows. And as you can see, my weed control is not working as well as I hoped it would. So, but the onions themselves look fine. They don't look like much right now, but that's to be expected in April. And all right, so because I'm doing different things in different places, all the brassicas which used to be in bed number 1 are over here in bed number 3, and down there it looks pretty much like weeds, because that's pretty much all that's there. But there are a couple of rows of carrots planted, but they usually don't come up for a while. Then we've got several varieties of cauliflower. I stuck a row of lettuce in between there because we'll be able to use that before the brassicas get very big. And so we got broccoli, we got I think 4 types of cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, and I don't know which is which right now, but they all look okay. I need to get out here and spray them though for caterpillars. And then this last row here, if I get really down low, you might be able to see those are radishes, alpine daikon radishes, and we love them. And they're our potato substitute, and we plan to grow them all over the place. This is bed number 4, and it is also reserved for corn, but I'm not going to start or plant this corn until June. And the reason that is because I don't want 2 beds of Silver Queen corn all coming in at the same time. And I like seeing corn when it's green. And Silver Queen is a nice tall variety, great stalks, and big ears, and I will enjoy being able to watch some of that stay green right in through September. Anyway, that's my plan. Anyway, this is the beginning of bed number 5. The only thing that's planted here is lettuce, and you see how close together the lettuce is. I'm just planning to start picking them very young, and that way hopefully I'll use all the plants. That's the infamous asparagus patch. I did go in there and do some heavy-duty weeding. Looks like I still got some green grass that I need to take care of in there. But I've got a good layer of mulch down, and this year all my deer deterrent sprinklers, which are those things that you can see on the corner, are in place before the first shoot has come up. So we're hoping for the first time we're going to get a asparagus patch that the deer have not invaded, but we'll see. Ranger is once again chomping down on the grass, which he's developed a taste for. I hope he kind of gets over that after a while. But other than that, that's about it. You might have noticed I've got a new form of fencing here because, well, just because Ranger is a big dog. And the dogs have always liked brassicas for some reason. So I needed to get something, since they're not being grown behind the fence of bed number 1. And so that was my solution. We'll see how it works. Fire pit area looking pretty good. And we had a fire pit last night, like I mentioned. I think I showed you some pictures. The hammock is not out yet, but it will be shortly. And the water features are not functioning yet, but they will be soon. And this is honeysuckle coming in stronger than ever, creeping along this fence. And I think we're just going to let it creep right along the fence until it interferes with something. But for now, it's good. All right, I managed to sneak out of here. I almost managed to sneak out of here. Without attracting too many dachshunds. All right, so that brings us to the pond, which, although it isn't all that exciting, is looking a lot better than it did last month. And a lot of greening going on, but I haven't. Oh, we've even got some blooming off there in the end. The sun glare is bad. I still got a fountain to fix or replace there. Daffodils are done in most places, but we still got some out front. And the fairies are enjoying themselves on the waterfall. Haven't put the filter in yet. The water's a little cloudy. That's to be expected this time of year. But I did get the auxiliary water tub out here for putting plants in before they go into the water features. And there's a big old bullfrog. I don't know if you saw him. I saw him move. that has taken up residence. So what else? It's so warm out and sunny that we put out the awning, and like I say, we put out cushions everywhere, so it's looking like summer almost. Now we got a pretty good bloom out of the pear tree. I have not trimmed all those runners off the top, those vertical runners. I need to cut them all off because they don't do any good. But I think we're in a little bit of trouble in the stone fruit department because we did have some blooming, but you might notice that some branches have lots of leaves on them, and some branches have knots of leaves, or are not of leaves. So it looks like maybe the equivalent, about half this tree is no longer with us. And similar situation with the peach tree here. Like this whole branch right along here, it looks like I don't see a single leaf on it. And then there's a couple of other sections that aren't showing any leaves yet either. So it's always a guessing game when it comes to stone fruits or fruit trees in general. So I don't know. Last year might have been the harvest year for stone fruits. Marvin, there's Frankie, and here comes Ranger. He's thinking I'm about to do something really cool, but guess what? I'm not about to do something really cool. In fact, I'm going to come back over here and turn things around and up and walk back over here to where I was sitting and where my glass of wine is, and make sure that I'm in focus. There we go. That's not too bad. Both pups have come into the fire pit area. They had a good time last night during the fire pit. Ranger, I guess it's Ranger's. Well, maybe not his first, because I think we had a warm day in March when we did a fire pit. But we got about halfway through the meal, and it started to rain out here. So as and we don't mind that, because then we just go into the greenhouse, and it's fun to be in the greenhouse when it's raining, because it stays dry, but you get to listen to the rain coming down and everything. But Ranger didn't know the greenhouse, so he was off at the garden gate barking because he didn't want to stay in the pouring rain. So I just called him, and he came over, and once he realized that it wasn't raining inside the greenhouse, he was fine, and we spent maybe half an hour, 45 minutes in there finishing our dinner, while the rest of the dinner actually continued cooking on the grill, because the rain wasn't enough to even put it out. So and nothing was burnt. So it was just a nice evening all the way around, and it was the first 75-degree day. So that's why we made a point of having a fire pit yesterday. And today it's like summer, so I wanted to have the garden video today. Plus it's getting awfully close to the end of the month, so I'm gonna have to get things together to get it posted before the end of April. I've already made the trail cam video. It's not that long really, and I think I've got plenty of time to shoot some drone footage tonight yet, so I'm continuing to pretty much ramble on, as I tend to do. Yeah, I don't make those quick hit YouTube viral videos, that's for sure. I take my time and do my gardening show, probably mostly for me, but I do have some regular fans out there, and I appreciate your tuning in and tolerating my droning on and on and on like I do. So it's a lovely day here, mid-80s, sun is shining. We're going to be 70s all week. It's just going to be a delightful outdoor week, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful spring, and we'll see you next month in May. And you know what I say about May? That's the busiest outdoor month here at Sky Manor that there is. And with 2 full beds of corn, May and June, well, I guess the June one doesn't count for me. But anyway, it's going to be a busy month in May. It always is. And so we'll see you next month in May, and hope you guys are having a great time and a great spring, and you launch yourselves into a wonderful summer. This is Marvin Gardens, April 2024. See you next time. Bye. 75-degree April day.